Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're going to be unboxing Robinson Crusoe Adventure on the Cursed Island, and this is the treasure chest from Portal Games. Now this treasure chest is something that is going along with Robinson Crusoe, the game. It is not the game itself. You have to have the game in order to be able to use the components in this box. I do have the game, so I can use the components in the box. How about that, huh? So what Robinson Crusoe's game is it is a adventure game that you're on an island and you have to complete a scenario. And the base game comes with a lot of different scenarios, and there's going to be even more inside here, along with a lot of different things that Portal Games, has put out for Robinson Crusoe over the course of its lifetime as promos. And they have been hearing the community has been asking for these promos over and over, even past their date of being out. So what they did is they put everything into this treasure chest that were the promos that they have made for Robinson Crusoe. On top of that, I did pre-order this from Portal Games themselves, so I was able to get these awesome looking tokens over here that we're also going to take a look at as we go through the unboxing of the treasure chest for Robinson Crusoe. Now, for those that have not seen a playthrough of this, I know there's a couple over on One Stop Co-op Shop. Colin has done a few of these. If you want to see me go ahead and do a Robinson Crusoe playthrough, please let me know in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to put one out there. There's so many different scenarios that I know I could find one that hasn't probably even been played out on the internet yet, so it'd probably be really cool to see. So please let me know in the comments below if you want to see a playthrough of Robinson Crusoe. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox Robinson Crusoe treasure chest. And if you're excited to see what's inside this box, then I need you to meet me at the table. Let's go ahead and see what is inside Robinson Crusoe Adventure on the Cursed Island treasure chest. We're going to see what it is. First, it's going to come with a lot of different things. It's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to pull these out and we're going to look at each one of these things and see what it's all about. The first book here, this is basically a book that tells me everything that is inside this box and what it's all about. So I don't really need to go through this because we're going to see it all that's in the box as well. Now, of course, I do want to warn you as we're going through this, there may be a few spoilery things. I'm going to try to keep them as minimal as possible, but sadly, there may be a time when I might not have known that it was a spoiler and you may actually see something. So we're going to go ahead and see what else we have. We do have this Daily Tribune. This seems to have to do with the tracing Dr. Livingston scenario. So this must be having to do with that scenario. I'm going to put that to the side. Then it looks like we got a lot of different letters that look like they also might be for one of the scenarios as well. So I'm also going to put those aside. Now on this punch board, we have two characters that were from the promos that we weren't able to get our hands on, the gamer and the sailor. So let's go ahead and take a look at these guys. Now, of course, these are double-sided. Each one has a female and male character, so you can play any side you want. Now, of course, the two different sides don't actually matter. The powers are the same. The health is the same. It's just the actual aesthetics and the cosmetics of the character. So each one does come with its own powers and abilities. And like I said, this is all promo material. None of this is actually from the base game or is even part of the base game, but it can all be included in the base game, so it expands upon everything. So of course we have the gamer, which has different things that they can do with the different powers that they're going to gain by getting these tokens. And I gotta remember what these tokens are. It's been a while since I've played. It's determination. That's what it is. These are determination tokens. And you gain these in the game if you actually have a lot of morale at your camp. So you can do this noob, you can do alt bonus, cheat, or power, what is it? Power gamers. Oh, this isn't a competitive game? That's pretty awesome. Because for those that don't know, this is actually a fully cooperative game. This isn't a competitive game at all. So that's pretty funny that that's in here. So basically, you're going to spend your determination tokens to be able to do some of these powers on the card. And the symbols up here are going to indicate what type of injury you might have gained while you're out on the island itself. And like I said, male and female both sides. The sailor also has a male and female side, and they also have their own powers. So each character is unique and is able to bring a new way of playing to the game and help their people in different ways, which is pretty cool. We're going to put these aside and see what else we have. The next thing on our punch board are our discovery tokens. These are going to find while you're discovering different areas of the board. Now, I'm not going to flip these over because if you've turned these over, you'll know what's on the other side. Now, this up here, this is a spyglass. This is pretty cool. So what this is, which is a really cool concept, you can have these spyglasses. If at any time you need to gain, it says right here, 5 determination, you can go ahead and destroy this hourglass. It's the spyglass of illusionary hope. Enough starting Staring at the empty horizon, no ship will ever reach you. It's time to stop living on illusionary hope. Damn spyglass. Break the spyglass in half to gain 5 determination tokens. Additionally, after the game, record breaking the spyglass by posting hashtag damn spyglass on Twitter to join the group of players who have broke their spyglass too. It's really a cool concept. So if you're really frustrated and you want to win the game, you can just snap this in two, gain 5 determination tokens, post it on Twitter, and that's a really cool concept. I think that's pretty awesome. If you do actually want to see that in action, I'm not spoiling anything, go check out Rodney Smith's playthrough of Robinson Crusoe. They actually may break one of these in half. So that is the spyglass. It's a pretty cool concept. We also, like I said, have these discovery tokens. We're going to move those to the side. Then we have even more. Now, this thing comes with even more spyglasses. Look at this. This is amazing. All right. Then, of course, we have up here, this is the volcano token. Some of the scenarios are going to use volcanoes, and this is allowing us to gain an extra action that you can do on the volcano, from what I understand that this token is. Now, this is another part of the expansion, is herb gardens and pens. These allow you to make more parrots, which I believe you can turn into food. I don't see why not. After successfully gather or action from a parrot resource, put a counter on the other side of this and discard gathered food. When both are present on the tile from the next round, its production, I gain a food in the production phase till the end of the game. So this thing, yeah, can start laying eggs. That's kind of the deal. And of course, the herb garden is probably going to create some herbs, so you can use them to heal yourself. So that's part of an expansion as well. Then we have this. This is different shelter upgrades that you're going to be able to use if you wish to. Now, of course, all these are optional materials you can use. You don't have to use all of them at all. Now, of course, it does come with this awesome silk bag, which is pretty cool, which you can then draw some of your tokens out of, which is pretty neat. Put that to the side. Underneath all of these things, which we are going to look at soon, are the different scenarios that are inside this game. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. I think there's 3 or 4 scenarios that it comes with. I think it comes with 3. Let's check it out. So it comes with the Tracing Dr. Livingston, which of course we saw in that Daily Tribune. And here's the rules for it, which is pretty neat. On the back side is probably another scenario. Nope, it's the story so far. So the Dr. Livingston story is right here. Next we have our poachers, where I believe you're going to go after some poachers and see if you can take them on. Now on the back side, we have the time travel scenario. Now to this one, sounds pretty cool. I'd like to give it a shot. Now I don't know anything about any of these scenarios, so it'd be really cool to read through these and figure out which one it is. Now of course we have the Adventure to Neverland. That sounds pretty cool as well. Peter Pan, why not? That's pretty neat. And it's really cool how each one of these game scenarios actually fits inside this type of game. So this adventure game is laid out on a board, and the board really doesn't change, but it does have modular tiles, but it's the scenarios that really bring the game to life. So we do have like this Adventure to Neverland one, and then the backside we have Treasure Island. So here's another scenario based probably on the book or movies of some kind of Treasure Island. So I'm going to put the scenarios aside and look at all these things. These right here are some food tokens. We have, I'm going to guess fish, and parrots. These are the 2 different types of food. We can put fish and parrots. They're pretty much the same thing. Of course, unless you're using that ability to be able to make eggs, then it does matter what type of food resource you're going for. But they're the 2 different resources you can gather as you're playing through the game. Then we're going to go ahead and see what else we have. These are tokens that we're going to use on our characters to denote while we're playing the game what we're doing. Every character in the game gets 2 actions a turn. So you're going to place these out on the board in different areas. It's kind of like, it is a worker placement game. So these are technically your workers, or it's going to be your actions that your character is doing. So you're going to decide what to do. So you're going to put the stickers of these characters on here so that you know which ones are which. So we'll put those aside. Let's see what else we got. Here's the stickers. We shall behold the stickers. Here are the stickers for those pogs that you just saw, or the little, whatever the tokens. So you're going to put the sticker on there. They're all circles, I'm sure. They're going to be able to come off and go on these things. So that's how you denote which characters are playing, which ones aren't, and what they're doing. Other than just the color, you have the picture of what they are. Now here are the rest of the cards that are coming from the promo packs. Let's go ahead and open these up and see what's in them. The first thing we find inside that smaller deck of cards are a whole bunch more beasts. The island is a dangerous place, and you might have to fight some beasts to maybe either get rid of them from your camp, or you might be fighting them to try to gain some resources. We're going to go ahead and look at a couple. So here's a condor, and the different stats down here show kind of what happens when you take on the condor. This condor is going to go ahead and need 3, and it's going to do 3 damage to you, and based on your weapon, you're going to be able to mitigate some of the damage done to yourself. So if you have 4 weapon, you'll be able to take him out because he only needs 3. Of course, this is how much damage is going to happen to your weapon. So the harder the monster, probably the more damage they're going to try to do to you, and the harder they can hit your weapon. So be careful. Also, this is how much food you're going to get and how many furs you're going to get from defeating this monster. Let's go ahead and page through just one more. We found a calf. That's not going to be a good, those aren't going to be good examples. Well, let's see here. Oh, these are different things that, oh wow, so they're not just all monsters. They could be things that happen inside the deck. That's really cool. All right, let's go ahead and look at a sea lion. Here's a sea lion. This thing could go ahead and we could fight. Look at this thing. It's 7 damage, does 3 to your weapon, but you get 5 food and 2 pelts. That's a lot of resources. Let's just look at one of these. We're going to go ahead and take Trace. Let's take a look at Trace. Trace says, you follow the hoofprints. After a few hours of searching for, you find their source. Draw and resolve the top exploration adventure card. Draw 2 beast cards from the hunting deck. Choose one and then fight it and reshuffle the other. So these are going to add a different element to the deck of monsters, or sorry, beasts that are out on the island. The core game only comes with these beasts. So it's awesome that now I can actually add these in for a new surprise as to what could happen if I go hunting and inside the actual island. It's going to be awesome. So I'm going to put these aside. In Robinson Crusoe, you can go ahead and craft different items. And here are some new items, but these are all glass icons. So different glass items. They're all going to be made out of this glass. So what happens is these marks right here with the arrows denote that this is a starting card. So you would start with this out on the board and you would attempt to create this. And you can only create this if you actually have uncovered this type of land mass. So this looks like I guess you would say the beach. If you have the beach uncovered, you could make glass, and this glass is going to give you this bonus. Now with this glass unlocked, you could potentially make one of these other type of items because you have glass and something else. So glass and jar of jam, I can make glass, and if I add a food, I can make 3 non-perishable foods. That sounds pretty good. Or if I have an hourglass and I've located this, I can gain a couple morale. So there's different things you can make. Now, of course, you're going to shuffle these up and you're only going to probably get 1 out there, maybe 2. We'll see how it goes. You have a whole other bunch of inventions you can make inside the actual core game. So you just add these to it along with the glass card itself to give you some more things to be able to create in this game. Moving on to our bigger cards, the first set of cards are just extra NPC type characters. If you play with less than 4 characters, you could probably use one of these in place of one of the characters you would normally use. Now each one of these can give you a little bit of better boost to some of the stuff you're doing and makes the game a little bit easier as you're playing it. And trust me, this game is a tough game, so maybe having some of these would help you out. And these down here show the different actions that don't hurt her, and these show the actions that maybe she can do. Let me see. Oh no, what they need to not get hurt. And of course, it probably tells you some of the things they can do. Each round during your moral phase, the first player receives one of these. It's going to be determination markers. So these characters can help you out a lot in the game. Now the core game does come with 2, and now we have a whole bunch of extra ones that we can use in the game. We also have 7 new adventure cards. As you play through the game, you're going to be uncovering these adventure cards and having to deal with the top action and then eventually the bottom action if you wish to. I'll show one card to see what these are all about. So we have Squawking Bird. So if this card comes into play, we're going to have to deal with this. And then it's going to go into a different area where if we don't deal with it by the time it's discarded, we would have to deal with this action. That's really about all you have to know about these kind of cards. And of course, you populate the game based on the amount that it tells you to put out at the beginning of the game. These are going to be some type of kind of mystery cards. When you draw from these, you can get one of these 3 different things, either like a monster, a treasure, or a pit, or a beast, or a foe of some kind. So for example, we're going to go ahead and just look at the back one. We found a treasure. Whoa, that's awesome. We found a rusty machete. So you find an old machete, a true treasure in your situation. Use it to fight beasts or to cut down some trees. So you can use this to give yourself +2 towards your weapon, or you can gain a couple wood that maybe you need to help create shelter. So these are as you're playing the game, it might ask you to draw from one of these mystery cards, and hopefully something good happens. But of course, as you can tell, there's about a 1 in 3 chance of something good happening and a 2 in 3 chance of something bad happening. So it's kind of a test your luck type situation. So these can now be added to the base game contents. Also, one of the promos is a beach gathering deck of cards. At the beach, you can choose to gather, and now you have a special mini adventure deck here that you can go ahead and find something in. So you just shuffle it up and you grab one. We're going to go ahead and just look at the back one. We found rope. Wow, what do you know? It says down here, wandering around the beach, you come across the remains of the ship scattered along the shore and find something interesting. Turn the rope into the item side. Discard this. One of the items you can create in the game is a rope. And now if you found this on the beach, you would have the rope. So it's kind of neat that this is a different thing than just getting the resources on the tile. You now have an extra deck of cards that you can use to maybe add some spice to your life. The next two set of cards are traits and secrets. You can go ahead and pass these out during the game. The trait gives a little bit more flavor to each of the characters in the game. It gives them a little idea of kind of how their character works. So for example, we have a pirate. So example, if you have your character, say I had the sailor, and we decided to use these trait decks, and I drew pirate, I would have to abide by this card. So it does say, I was on that island before. The first exploration action in the game is taken by the pirate. Draw and resolve one treasure card or mystery card or treasure from the mystery deck. But we cannot have the camp in that part of the island. Trust me, players cannot have the camp on the first explored island tile. So it's kind of a plus and minus for that one. Now on top of this, there's all these different traits that could come out, so you don't know what kind of trait your character may have. Also, it has secrets, and at the beginning of the game, you can choose to divvy out some secrets to people. Now these are secret; they can't give them. You can't tell what they are until the secret is revealed and you have abided or you have completed the secret. Then you can show it what it is. Now, of course, if you add these kind of things, it does make the game a little bit tougher. Let's go ahead and look at despair. It does say someone close to you is missing. You hope we made it somehow. Made it somehow and survived. You have only one action available during the action phase. When a book is revealed for the first time, you have discovered the remains of your friend and must discard all of your tokens and this card. So that's the way to get rid of it. You got to find one of these books, and these books of course are located in this deck of cards right here. So as we can see, maybe I can find one that has a book. I hope I found ones that don't have books. Come on, there's got to be one in here that has a book. Let's see here. There's a book right there. So if you flip over this card, you'd see the book. You would be able to abide by your secret little thing here, and you could go ahead and discard this card. So we now have this extra little guy here. This is our hunting dog. It's a mini expansion that introduces this alternate character. Now in the base game, we do have two that we can use, and these are going to give us additional actions that help us along. Like I said, when I was talking about these characters, this one is going to be able to help us as if we play less than 4 players. Now I did kind of mention these a little bit wrong. They don't actually go out and help you. They're going to do kind of the kind of things at camp here based on what their thing says, or of course they have a little power that they can give you, which of course you could take these crew members to make the game a little bit easier. But I don't think I explained them exactly correctly the first time. These are some crewmen, but this guy is like one of your little helper guys that can help you actually do things out on the island. And with that, we have come to the end of our unboxing for Robinson Caruso, Adventures on the Cursed Island Treasure Chest. Now, like I said, this is the promo set of cards and things, all the different promos that this game has ever had by Portal Games. So the game itself is not in this box. I do have it back in my game collection, but it's not. You're not going to get that. You have to order both in order to have both of these things. Now, I'm excited to go ahead and give this a shot now that I have a lot of these promos. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's so many different things to add to the game. The only thing I have left to talk about are these special cards. These are blank. You can make your own cards, or maybe find some on the internet that are very interesting to you to add to your own game. This is a really cool concept. I think this is awesome that you can add these type of cards to the game. Now, of course, the question marks back here are the different adventure decks that you're going to be drawing from as you actually go out. You have like an adventuring deck, a gathering deck, and a crafting deck. And if you're told to draw one of the cards, you're going to draw it and abide by it. Now, these, of course, are the cards that actually keep the game moving along. These are the cards that you draw every turn. But these are ones that happen only during that action. But you can go ahead and make whatever you want. This is going to be really cool. I'm pretty excited about this. I might even make a couple and see what happens. So there you go. That's the rest of that's in here. I just want to save these for the end because these are really cool. You get to make your own stuff. That's awesome. So there you have it. Like I said, Robinson Crusoe, Adventure on the Cursed Island. I hope this helped. I hope you now have an idea of what is inside this box. So if you're thinking about getting it, you'll know what there are. Of course, the last thing we have is if you actually pre-order from Portal Games itself, you're going to get some awesome looking tokens. You have perishable and non-perishable food tokens, signified by the the bananas, yes, and the pieces of bread. So these are perishable, these are non-perishable, and all of these are resin tokens. They're pretty awesome. They feel really good. I'm pretty excited about these. Next thing we have our little heart token, of course, that you're going to use to track your health on your characters. You're going to start it here. So instead of using the little cube they give you, you now get to use this little heart, which is pretty awesome. On top of that, you do also get a fire token to show you where your camp is before you make your shelter. And then look at this. Haha, it's got a shelter token. That's pretty awesome. So you got shelters. Then, of course, you got some of these pelts that you're going to use. Those pelts and this wood are going to be two of the resources you're going to use to create some of those items out there that you can make in the game. So I just want to show you these resin figures. These wood ones look pretty cool. I think they're pretty neat. The pelts are cool too. They've got some really awesome things. I'm excited that I was able to pick those up from Portal Games. So that's it. That is everything that we have. There's nothing else to show. I've got no extra little surprises that I was thinking about showing off. This is it. This is Robinson Crusoe, Adventure on the Cursed Island treasure chest from Portal Games. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell symbol. And who knows, you might even get a playthrough of Robinson Crusoe. Please leave anything in the comments below, including that. Are you interested in seeing one of these games? I would be more than happy to throw it on my channel. It's a fantastic adventure game, and I have a lot of fun playing it every time. Now, of course, it is pretty tough, and that's one of the reasons I really like it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and if you're excited to see what comes next, then I need you to meet me at the table.